Hello, everyone. How are you doing? Welcome to Facts and Two Cents. This is Petal. Hope you are doing well wherever you are. Hope you have been enjoying the last couple of days. Well, how could you not, right? Oh my goodness, this dude is king. I'm like, Harry. I'm just like I feel so full. It's amazing. And so before we even get to Harry, I just want to say hello to all my friends in the chat. Hello, hello, hello to all of you. Whether you're in the chat or not in the chat, some of you listen to the live and you're not comfortable being in the chat, and that's cool too. Welcome, 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 welcoming all of you, but also welcoming all of my friends in the chat. Nalo Thando is here hanging out from South Africa. The continent of Africa will be welcoming our faves tomorrow. Apparently, yes, it's confirmed that they're going to be in Nigeria tomorrow. Nash is here. Hello, Nash. How are you? Church Nelly, our awesome moderator, is here. And Church Nelly has just about every link that you would need for the channel, for our faves, website and podcasts and all of that wonderful stuff. Any link you need, just click on one of Church Nelly's, just scroll through and see all of her links that she has there that you would need. Thank you so much, Church Nelly, for always posting these for the community. So appreciative for that. Thank you. And yes, if you're not on Spottable, jump on Spottable. Hang out with me. We're Facts and Two Cents there. Facts and Two Cents and X as well. But yes, the Church Nelly, thank you so much. As you're coming in, please like, subscribe, share the channel. And she's like, donate real money, not Monopoly money. Or join the membership, join the channel, join the 2 Cents Crew. That would be great. Thank you for all of you who have joined. So many of you have rejoined. Thank you for supporting the channel. And again, we are over 9,000, on our way to 10,000. Fingers crossed shortly. That would be amazing. Who else is here? Tula is here. Hello, Tula. Gwen is here. Who else? Connie Bomber is here, hanging out with us from Switzerland. Fancy is here. Robert from Rome. Hello, Robert. Welcome. I am so happy you are here today. Let's see who is here. Lakivia is here. Gwen is here. I see myself in the chat. Perlina is here. Hello, Perlina. JSC is here. Welcome, guys. Our awesome moderator, Karen M, is here. Hello, Karen. Who else is here? Mrs. S. Hello, Mrs. S. How are you doing? Whoa. Wow, we have a little bit of a sad news starting out here. My condolences to VS Speaks in the passing of her dad. Oh no. Prayer warriors, let's work. Oh my goodness. Deep condolences, VS Speaks. Wow, to you and your family. Oh, wow, that is so sad to hear. We'll definitely be praying for you and your family. Wow, I'm telling you, life is just, it comes at us and it comes hard sometimes. So definitely let's all encourage and pray for VS Speaks and the family. So, wow. Thank you so much, Mrs. S, for sharing that. I did not know. So thank you. I know we have some prayer warriors in the community that will be doing that too. So there you go. Let's see who else is here. Faith Servant is here. Hello, Faith. Welcome. Anita's here. Hello, Anita Pia. Let's see. Oh, Khadijah is here. Hello, Khadijah. Welcome everyone, and Paulette is here. So we'll say hello to everyone else as they come in. TMCD is here and Vanzola is here as well. So, all right, guys. Welcome. And again, yesterday was absolutely amazing. I posted quite a few links in our community page of videos of Harry arriving at the service of Thanksgiving and leaving the service and everything. So hope you guys were able to watch it and photos. I'm sure all the other channels I'm sure had a lot of photos yesterday. My podcast was very different. It was and dropped earlier today before all of this stuff happened. And so absolutely incredible. I mean, how amazing does Harry look? Him waving to the crowd that gathered there to greet him. It was so nice to see. I'm telling you, I rag on the UK a lot, because I think partly because of those crazy royalists and also those cesspool press. But the UK people just really came out for Harry and really supported him and were so amazing. And so I just want to say, or UK squaddies and all the other people who were just there that just love Harry and just showed up for him and showed out for him. Thank you, UK. I can't believe I'm saying that, but thank you, UK people. You were amazing in your support of Harry, and the veterans and the people were there. So many people were there yesterday just supporting, and it's just wonderful. People screaming out in the crowd, we love you, Harry. And it just, I'm sure he felt so like, oh, thank you. You can see his face there at the end. The first photo was him going up, I think, up on the stairs, and he was looking back and waving at everyone. And the second one was him coming out and saying hello and greeting the crowd that was there to support him. So thank you, UK, the people of the UK who showed the world that the press does not speak for them, that their cesspool royalists do not speak for them, that they have a mind of their own and they can make up their own minds who they love and who they don't. So thank you, UK friends, UK squaddies, and all of the others who supported Harry yesterday. What else? My goodness, I'm telling you. One of our squaddies posted this, and I was just like, Prince Harry really is Princess Diana's son. They are so similar in a lot of the things they do. The head, the way the head is, the body is, like, I mean, there's so many things that are similar to those. It's just like Diana just imprinted herself on Prince Harry. So thank you for the squaddie who posted these two photos together. And I forgot to put the squaddie's name there. So thank you, squaddie, even though I messed up and forgot to indicate which one of the squaddies that posted these two together. And I just think it was just beautiful. I mean, how beautiful is this? I'm telling you, Princess Diana would be so proud of Harry. And it just, oh, it is just, it's amazing. And so yesterday, because of, we know, talking about the cesspoolness of the of the UK press, this was supposed to be the narrative of yesterday, because we know, before Harry, well, the British press were pretty much saying that Charles is going to snub Harry and all of this stuff. They were already dropping the breadcrumbs that Charles is too busy to meet Harry and all of those things. They were already doing it. Rebecca English wrote an article about it. Other people, even The Cut in New York, wrote an article about Prince. I think they wrote it in April 28th, I think it was, where they wrote that Charles would be too busy to see Harry. I mean, it was craziness. And so they were already dropping that. And then, of course, Harry, through his spokespersons, came out and said, yeah, I understand the king is busy, has stuff to do, places to go, people to see. It would have been nice to see him, but, he's busy, and I understand that. Maybe sometime soon we will see, I'll see him. And so Harry put that statement out and killed the whole, will they not, will they not, you know what I mean? That whole thing that, that would have been going on every single minute, and about 50 million articles would have been written about it. So Harry just totally, did a kibosh to that whole narrative. And so we know that, Charles obviously had nothing to do other than, I guess, his quote unquote cancer treatments for the entire year. He has not been doing much of anything, at least not physically and in person doing much of anything. And all of a sudden, Harry is in town and he's busy. All of a sudden, his schedule is packed with things. Oh my goodness, how could I find time to see my son? And it's so funny how we just take liberties with life. We just assume that, oh, no, I'm just going to do it next week. We'll meet next week and, whatever. We don't know what life has in store for us. And these moments, you got to grab these moments because you just never know. And so all of a sudden he's busy and he can't meet his own son. Again, for the second time, Harry's in the UK and he had the opportunity to meet and talk with his son and he chooses not to. And so I'm happy that Harry took the high road and took the adult road. And instead of leaking nonsense to the press, came out and said, no, my father can't meet me and maybe next time. That would be nice. And so with all of that and with the royals all of a sudden becoming busy and have a garden party and all of that stuff, and they schedule it exactly the same time as Harry's, the service of Thanksgiving yesterday. Oh yeah, anybody thinking that the palace is not petty, just look at what they've been doing. And so they scheduled their so he's at a garden party. He can't show up because it's the same time. They schedule it at the same time. So because of all that, this was supposed to be the narrative that Harry is this lonely person, that the royal family has, abandoned him and kicked him to the curb and rejected him. And that was supposed to be the punishment. And especially when, Harry arrived yesterday, he walked up by the step, he arrived with his security, and his security, of obviously knowing what to do, sort of walked off to the side and allowed Harry, the press, to get all the photos that they needed of Harry by himself and also with the minister or the priest or whatever you call them of the church. And so he understood that assignment and he allowed Harry the space to get people to get all the photos that they needed of him yesterday, And so that Harry going up by on the steps alone he was this lonely figure that the royal family, nobody in the royal family would go. He apparently invited all of them and nobody showed up. And apparently Charles strong-armed, at least that's what the reporting is, that he strong-armed some of the working royals to go to his garden party so no one can go to the service for and support Harry. And so this is the narrative that was supposed to be happening all of yesterday. King Charles ordered all working royals to Buckingham Palace for a garden party, leaving Harry utterly isolated by his family as he attended a special Invictus ceremony alone. Down at the bottom says King Charles delivered harsh message of rejection to Prince Harry. Yes, that is the narrative. He is rejected, kicked to the curb. He is isolated. That's what we were supposed to get out of all of this, And then, obviously, the Mail Online, Daily Mail, chimes in. Harry's lonely homecoming. Prince puts on a brave face as he arrives alone at St. Paul Cathedral for Invictus service, while Charles leads the royal family, has a whole family around him at Buckingham Palace party just 2 miles away. See, Harry, Charles has all the family with him. You are alone. All by yourself. See, we can punish you. I mean, it's just the patheticness of all of this is just, it's amazing to me, and it's so funny. I could only imagine, we were just talking about Princess Diana a minute ago, and I could just only imagine Princess Diana, if she, I don't know if you believe in the spirit world and any of that stuff, thinking, oh, no, you don't. Oh, no, you don't. And I'm like, you are not going to treat my boy like this. I'm going to make sure that Harry is supported. I mean, that's what I'm thinking. If imagining Princess Diana looking down and all of this, it's like, oh no, my boy is going to be supported. My child is not going to be alone, no matter what you cretins do at Windsor or Buckingham Palace or wherever you are. And it's so funny. You can just sort of feel, after you saw all those ridiculous headlines, you can sort of feel Princess Diana's like taking care of her kid, taking care of her son. Because then, after those headlines happened earlier, then I don't know about you guys. I was very surprised. I didn't mean that we knew the Windsors weren't going to go, but I didn't even think of the Spencers. All of a sudden, I saw the video of, Charles, or the Earl, the ninth Earl Spencer, and also Lady Follows, which is Princess Diana, the brothers and sisters, Princess Diana's brothers and sisters. And it's just like, oh my goodness, they showed up for Harry. And there's Harry and them, they were actually sitting right behind Harry at the service, and Harry and them hugging. And I think during the service, you can see Harry looking back, and he was talking to Charles Spencer. And it was just so wonderful to see them show up for him. And, I remember in Spare, Harry thanked them in Spare for, helping him, one, with the book and helping to jog his memory on things, and him thanking them just for, being his family. And it's just, we saw them together with the unveiling of Diana's statue. And they have been very supportive with Harry's court case. I remember one of these reporters tried to attack Harry because, in the court case against the Mirror, it was the time when he was dating Chelsea, and one of this reporter tried to claim like, oh, Harry is he is still hung up on Chelsea, and Charles Spencer went after her. And so it was really great to see like him standing up for Harry and Meghan, and you could tell it's like the relationship that Harry needs. I don't know if this relationship was there as he was growing up as a teen. It didn't seem that way, but it's so great to see, like, if it wasn't, that it is in place now, to see them show up for him and be there for him when the Windsors decide to be crappy people. And so it is just so wonderful. And not only did Lady Jane Follows and Charles show up, we saw, this picture look a little wild. We saw the cousins show up, Charles Spencer's kids, Lord Louis Spencer, and also Lara Spencer at the bottom there. And so I don't know who the other couple people are. The other three people are in front, maybe cousins, relatives, or bodyguard. I don't know who they are, but they all kind of showed up together. And so it was just great to see Harry's cousins and uncle and aunt there to support him, all sitting right behind him. And, it's a narrative for a lot of things people never consider, or the press, when they think of Harry's family, it's only the Windsors. And it's just like, no, Harry has other family. He has mama's side of the family. And I just feel like Princess Diana was like, no, I'm going to be there for my kid. My family is going to represent Harry. My family is going to be there to support him while the Windsors continue with their petty, ridiculous games and, petty narrative that they sort of feed the press. And it just warmed my heart to see that. It warmed my heart. And it's so funny. Mrs. S says, I'm still not happy with Earl Spencer. He didn't let Diana stay with him after her divorce. The funny thing is, that was a narrative that was going around. And I also read about that. And apparently it turned out to not be true. It turned out to not be true, because there was a reporter. If you go on X right now and you go on Charles Spencer's his X page, that is the thing that is pinned at the top of his page, because a reporter wrote that exact thing, and he actually filed a lawsuit against them, and the reporter had to apologize because it turns out that was not true. I actually believed that as well, that that he did not offer her when she needed help and she needed a place, that he did not offer her. And it turned out that it's not true, that he offered her different places that she can be within, that the family owns. So yeah, he sued the reporter, and then they had to apologize, and I think had to pay him for libel, libeling him in that way. So yeah, if you go on his X page, that is literally pinned at the top of his page. And so yeah, it's crazy. It's you read stuff and you believe stuff, because I believe the same thing, because I said the same thing on here. One of the reasons I was not here for Charles Spencer. I'm still a little bit, he teamed up with the Daily Mail recently with the whole Martin Bashir thing. When that whole thing all came out again, he's the one that teamed up with the Daily Mail to sort of bring that back into the spotlight, and we know how that all ended. I'm still not here for him teaming up with the Daily Mail, so I am still upset at him at that. But you know what? I am happy to see, because when Princess Diana died, he had promised to take care of her kids. I don't know exactly how much of a taking care of he did while Harry and William were growing up. I have no idea. But at least this time, he stepped up. Him and Lady Jane Follows and his kids, they stepped up, and they were there for Harry yesterday. I mean, one of the biggest moments of Harry's life, they were there. And it was such a contrast to the fact that they showed up and they were there, and the Windsors decided to again play just stupid with this. It's like, you people are so juvenile, so yeah. Diana said, thanks for the clarification of the Princess Diana Charles story. Yeah, I believe the same thing, but apparently it turned out that it is not true. And yeah, again, if you're an ex, go on this page. That's the first thing you'll see pinned there. Actually even was there earlier today looking up something. And so it was just so wonderful to see him and his family there with him, and to see, like, you know what? This is Harry's family. This is who he is close to. Actually, he's always been very close to them, even though they basically stay in the background a lot of times. Charles Spencer is not into the royal family at all. He does not care for these people, literally. You hear him talk about them, he is just not into royal stuff at all. And so, and they're one of the oldest. He's part of one of the oldest aristocrats in the UK, and so the royals don't impress him, and he's not interested in them. So it's very, very interesting. Just his relationship or lack of with the royals, and so. I mean, again, his family is one of the oldest. I mean, the royals are from Germany, so they're not originally from the UK anyway. So that's why he doesn't seem to have that much respect for them at all. So it's very, very interesting. And so what else I have here? So one of the things, if you think back to what we were just talking about, just the narrative that we were supposed to have, until they saw the Spencers show up. And then one of the other narrative that the press had, I mean, I remember Chris Ship doing, I saw a video of Chris Ship doing this interview, or not interview, but this segment talking about, the reason why Meghan doesn't come is because she's afraid to be booed, because when they were last there, they were booed and all of that stuff. And this whole narrative, you hear that from quite a few of them. They had this narrative about, they're going to be booed, and Harry's going to be booed, and Meghan didn't come because she used to be booed. And then you saw CNN, huge cheers erupted from the crowd gathered along police barriers in the spring sunshine outside St. Paul's as the Duke arrived. After waving to well-wishers, he greeted the cathedral. He was greeted at the cathedral door by Dean of St. Paul before being escorted to his seat at the front of the congregation after Damian Lewis recited the Invictus poem by William Ernest Henley at the service, and the Duke later delivered a reading from 1 Corinthians 12:4-11. Harry was expected to attend a reception following a 1-hour service. He was supported at the event by members of his late mother, Princess Diana's side of the family. Earl Charles Spencer and Lady Jane Follows sat directly behind their nephew, with Harry chatting with his aunt before the event got underway. He was also chatting with Earl Spencer as well. And so this started coming out. If you weren't X at all, you would see none of the narrative about, oh, Harry is alone. And I think that's what they were hoping would be the driving narrative. But everyone was posting about the Spencers showing up. Everyone was posting about the huge cheers that Harry got. And all of a sudden, and then the international press started writing about the cheers and about the Spencer family showing up, that Harry is not alone, that he's not rejected and there all by his lonesome, but he's actually have his family, his real family, there with him. And so, because again, a lot of people don't consider, when they say Harry's family, they don't consider the Spencers. They always think of the Windsors. And so when the international press started writing, about that, and then when Prince Harry left, obviously we saw all these amazing crowd. Oh my goodness. It was just so wonderful. Look at all the faces, the youth, the exuberance, the everything that King Charles has wanted. Why? This is why he has been basically in competition with his own son again, and um 2 days earlier, I think on the coronation day, he was out with Camilla and was booed. The Republic group was out there, screaming at him that they're not his king and he's not their king, and they were booing him, which is exactly what the press was claiming that was going to happen to Harry. And yet, look at this. Look at the amount of people that was there. Obviously, this is just a little part of the crowd that was there. Harry, sort of, instead of going into his car, went out. If you haven't seen the video, I'm hoping everyone has seen it by now. Harry just went and did a little walkabout, just greeting everyone and saying hello and meeting people. It was just so wonderful to see. It was impromptu. Nothing was planned. I'm sure the security was like, get in your car, just get in the car, please. Because it was just one, at least with him, one U.S. security, and I guess the rest would be the police. But it was just so wonderful to see the incredible reaction that he got. And then look at this. I'm like, didn't these people have a garden party to go to? Didn't their king have a garden party? Well, look at the press. Look at the cameras pointed at Harry. This is supposed to be the most unpopular person in the royal family that nobody cares about, that everybody is just sort of left and kicked to the curb. Then why are all this press there? Why are all these photographers there? It's just amazing. I mean, Harry's like, you can photograph my back. It's amazing. And then lo and behold, again, the U.S. press started and the international press started, again, instead of the ridiculous, oh, Harry is all by his lonesome and kicked to the curb, the international press started, Prince Harry's siblings supporting Prince Harry at Invictus event in London. Princess Diana's family showed up to support Harry at the UK service. And so they started writing about this. And so what happened? The UK press and their tabloid had no choice. Especially the Daily Mail, who was like, oh, Harry is by his lonesome, all of a sudden had to change their narrative. And it's just, this narrative is hilarious. A couple hours before, it was Harry by his lonesome, dejected person by himself, and all of a sudden it switched to Harry's happy family. Princess Diana's clan backed the prince at his Invictus anniversary event as her brother Earl Spencer and sister Lady Jane follows lead guest support Duke project. To support Duke's project while too busy king snubs invite and stays away. The Sun, Diana's family backs Harry. These are the UK top publications. And all of a sudden I had to sing a different tune. And so I think the Sun, basically, I think they were the ones that always went with the, I guess they right away they saw the Diana and her Diana's family there, and they went with the Diana family backs Harry. But a lot of them had to come later. and realize that this is going to be the narrative. This is what would, it's like, and I love that. I love that the Spencers completely showed up and showed the world how stupid and petty and vindictive the Windsors are. It's like these people refuse to grow up. They refuse to do the adult thing. They refuse to do it. And it's just like, why y'all paying these people? And so I am just, uh, Tony Racer said the UK media still not mentioning Diana's family was there. I've seen a couple of videos where they mentioned it, different, I think, morning shows. I'm sure the tabloids still are desperate for that, whether it's, Charles and Harry are still far apart, and that reconciliation that they're all dying for is not happened. And so a lot of the narrative is that, but I've seen, apart from these, I've seen videos of different morning shows in the UK where they are mentioning it. And so it is just really, I mean, I don't know what else to say about the Windsors. I don't understand the thinking. I don't understand the I mean, this man, especially Charles, he is the head of the military. He is the head of the military, and they keep giving themselves these military honors and patronages and all. Even today, apparently he was off with some visiting some military place. Again, you just ignored, put Harry aside for a second. You just literally ignored the veterans of your country who served your country, who served you as the head of state. And you just completely just ignored them. Not a word, not a recognition, nothing. But yet, you're off today to meet some military folks, and next week, you're giving William some military honor that he doesn't deserve, that he's not qualified for, capable of doing anything about, other than show up every now and then and be like, and wearing chocolate medals. And so it is just, again, I don't understand it. I seriously don't understand it. But at least some of them had to eat their words with this nonsense about Harry and his lonesome. Harry had his family. Harry had his family right there with him. And not only that, he had all his friends. He has his Invictus family with him, which is, they always say it's a second family. Yeah. He has his Invictus family of obviously David Weissman and JJ and all. They were all there. They actually did interviews where they talked about, they wouldn't be where they are without Harry. And, not only that, again, the British people were there, showed up for Harry. So it just, yeah, it's amazing. So anyways, this, I don't even know who this person is, and I saw this and I thought, oh, this is a cool take. She says, by snubbing the Invictus event, Charles and William inadvertently did Harry a favor. In their absence, Harry shines brighter, becoming the focal point of the news. It's heartwarming to see Earl Spencer demonstrate to the world that Prince Harry is still surrounded by family. Exactly. I mean, even if they were there, even if Charles and William were there, Harry would still outshine them no matter what. But, I see her point. I see what she's saying. But again, she said it's heartwarming to see Charles Spencer there. And Harry had his family there. The Windsors are not his only family. And frankly, they have not been acting like family at all in any sense of the word. So, yeah. And obviously, this is St. Paul's Cathedral. They posted this. It says, wonderful to welcome We Are Invictus and members of their community yesterday for a Thanksgiving service to the 10th anniversary. The foundation patron, the Duke of Sussex, gave a reading alongside Damian Lewis, CBE, and Michelle Turner and her family. I am 10 Graham Lacadio. And so obviously see Harry, and I don't know that did I post? Oh, I think I may have forgotten to post a link for the readings. So I will try to remember that and post it later on today. If just in case you have not, and again, check our community page if you are listening or watching on your mobile device, like your phone or whatever. Definitely where I showed you the last time, only the first three things will pop up. Just scroll over, you will find community page, and that's where I will post all of this. And look at these photos. I mean, Harry just looks like he is king. I love that photo with him and the priest guy, and yeah, it's so he is so regal and just he just shines, and I love it. And of course, the bagpiper there, which means obviously Harry talked about how much bagpipes mean to him, and so yeah, it's wonderful to see. And also, this is the choir that were there performing, and no doubt Harry's thanking them. I mean, look at their faces. It's just like, oh, look at the little one in the middle there. It's just like, oh, Harry. I can almost you can almost hear what he's thinking. So yeah, I mean, Harry is he just was king. He is king in every way. So I absolutely love this. And you would remember Rachel Williams. She has captained the team UK. I think a couple of years. I don't know if she's going to be captaining it again for this upcoming games. But great friend of Prince Harry. She wrote this. She says, "What a 10-year it has been. Thank you, Invictus. We are Invictus for everything you have done in front and behind the scenes to deliver Invictus Games across the world. You have changed and saved countless lives through adaptive sports." And so, excuse me, one of the pictures she posted was that of her and Harry. So I mean, I absolutely love this. I mean, Rachel has been amazing. So I'm so happy she was also there. And along with so many others, even Harry's lawyer, actually, David Sherburn, was also there. And so it's like Harry's peeps were there. The people who have been supporting Harry, they were there. So there you go. So I'm going to jump in the chat for a little bit, see what you guys are saying about that before we move on. C-Mac says the family played themselves out. They look foolish with their geriatric picture instead of supporting the military. You can say that again. I mean, again, Charles is the head of the military and he completely blew off veterans. I don't understand these people thinking like common sense. Do they realize common sense is free? I don't know that they know that. Unbelievable. Lottie says, Harry looks like a rock star in that photo. Yes, he does. Yes, he does look like a rock star. Let's see. Rory says, the World Press, AP, Getty, Reuters have pictures. Social media will report Spencer family support in showing up. CNN, even GBN had to report the love, the cheers for Harry in his walkabout. I mean, they can't do anything else because when the world media starts reporting it, they will look stupid if they start reporting something else because everyone else on social media, especially, that's what they're reporting. So they don't have a choice but to report the truth. So that's why they have to. They don't have the narrative anymore. So yeah, Karen says, I'm glad the royals didn't show up. I'm excited that the Spencer family showed up in full. This changed the narrative. Yes, we are watching. We care about Princess Diana's boy. Yes, we do. Yes, we do. One boy says, paternal uncle is like a father and their sister's father to their sister's children. It seems that way. I mean, again, I don't know what it was like earlier, but it seems that they are really, really close now. So yeah, it's wonderful to see. And I mean, people grow and they change and all of those things. So it's really wonderful to see. And Harry's always been close to his aunts. We saw them at Archie's birthday. Apparently they were in California for not birthday, but his christening, and they were in California for Lilibet's as well. So it's really great, the relationship that they have. Harry, Claudia says Harry was surrounded by lots of love yesterday. Yes, he was. Yes, he was. So, um, let's see. Rebecca says Charles doesn't care. He knows the media will speak for him. Yeah, he hasn't shown that he cares. So there, he really doesn't, and that's sad. And that is sad because a lot of times, again, they live in this bubble and they may not realize, I guess, I mean, what people outside of their bubble think. I'm like, you're gonna have to deal with people outside of your bubble. That is why everywhere they go, they're now getting booed. He is getting the Republic and all of their people coming to scream that he is not their king and all of that stuff. Again, 2 days ago, exactly what they were wishing for Harry, they were booing Charles again. You would think he just came back from his quote unquote cancer treatment and he can't get a break from the booing. And so, yeah, that's where they are. It's very interesting. Raphael said, exactly, Karen Warner, exactly. So, yeah. Oh, bye, Sam. Thank you for dropping in. I know this is a work day, so people got to get back to work. So I'm happy you were able to drop in for a minute. So, yes. Karen says the Spencers are showing up this time for Princess Diana's son. They are not staying behind the scenes this time to allow what happened to Princess Diana happen to son. They are making it known. Exactly, because I think before they were definitely behind the scenes and supporting behind the scenes, and now they're getting more and more in the public, at least expressing their support publicly. And so it's really wonderful to see. Rory says, I admit I was stunned and goosebumps when the Spencers showed up. Diana is trending, reminding the world who Charles and Camilla are selfish, not the reminder Charles expected, or the BM or the British media. Yeah, I mean, they would not have expected the Spencers to be there. No one expected them to be there, and so by them being there, really changed the narrative that Charles, they definitely were leaning into the Charles snubbed Harry again narrative, that he is just too busy. You're not worth his time. You are just too busy. He is just too busy with all the stuff. You little peon, you're not worth him spending any time with. And that's their narrative that they were running with. They didn't expect the Spencers to show up and really expose them for the mean-spirited, petty, narcissistic demons that they are. So there you go. Let's see what else you guys are saying before I move on. Sharoness says, was that Peace yelling outside the church? I don't know. Peace. I don't know. Peace is she was supposed to send me something, but she said she was her phone died or something. So I'm waiting to hear from her. And so she is doing something today, I guess. So I'm waiting to hear from her and to see if she got any video or any of that stuff. But I know it sounded like some squatties were out there saying, we love you, Harry. We love you, Harry. But Peace was invited to the service, so she would have been on the inside, I think. So who knows? Maybe she would have come outside. But I definitely sound like some squatties saying, we love you, Harry. So C-Bag says, those people are running the same play since the 80s. Everybody figured them out, and now they're a step ahead. Exactly. We all knew they were going to do something stupid like that. V says, the Spencer showing up in force for Harry yesterday spoke volumes about the pettiness and irrelevance of the royal family. Another nail in the house of the Windsor coffin. Yep. Yes. Thank you so much, Rory, for your super sticker. I really appreciate it. Thank you so much for your support. And I keep forgetting to steal Baron's music. Shoot, I have to write that down. Steal Baron's music thing when someone does a super sticker. I have to write that down to remember for the next podcast. So there. Yes. Bye, Blue Draws. Have fun in your meeting. So yeah, so happy that you were able to stop by for a few minutes. So yes, Evelyn Coco says love cannot be forced. It can only end. It can only be end, and Prince Harry has end our love and the love of those in Britain. Love cannot be forced. It can only be end and. And Harry has the love of the British people. Okay, so I understood a couple of things that you said, but yes, you can't force love. You can learn how to love and develop love, and because we know true love is not necessarily a feeling, even though that's involved with it. You know, sometimes you love people who are not worthy of your love. Case in point, Prince Harry and his father. That is not a feeling thing there. That is a decision to love someone who is not worthy of your love. That there is it's a task. So yeah. So thank you, Evelyn. And let's see what else. What else do I have? What else do I have? Oh, Charles Spencer. It's so funny. Charles Spencer posted this. He says, "I hope my father approved that I wore his Royal Scot Greys regimental cufflinks at the moving celebration of 10 years of We Are Invictus at St. Paul's, London yesterday." So he wore his dad's Waterloo cufflinks yesterday as part of his suit. So I'm sure your father will approve, Charles. And so, and it's so funny because I completely forgot that he wrote this book, and actually it just came out recently. It's called A Very Private School, and it's about, well, I'll just read a little blurb for it. And it's so sad with these things, because you realize how many people have, especially you would think these people, they are society people, they wouldn't have experienced this trauma. But whether even King Charles, he went to, what is it, Gordonstown or whatever, and it's the same trauma in these schools, in these British boarding schools. And so this is a little bit about the book he wrote about his life as a young child. That was a picture of him there. It says, A Very Private School offers a clear-eyed first-hand account of a culture of cruelty at the school Spencer attended in his youth, and provided important insights into an antiquated boarding system. Drawing on the memories of many of his schoolboy contemporaries, as well as his own letters and diaries from the time, he reflects on the hopelessness and abandonment he felt aged 8, viscerally describing the intense pain of homesickness and the appalling inescapability of it all. Exploring the long-lasting impact of his experience, Spencer presents a candid reckoning with his past and a reclamation of his childhood. And so, of course, not only did he go through this trauma, his parents were divorced. And I mean, him and Diana went through the ringer. And, obviously their sisters as well, but especially those two are the younger of them. And so, yeah, so I actually just got it because I get books on Audible. And so I'm looking forward to reading it. And again, it's the same horrific experiences that so many people have experienced in these boarding schools in the UK. It is just, I'm like, I don't know. There's a level of cruelty that is in that culture that is unreal to me. And, obviously what they've doled out in the colonies when it's really, really sickening. So, and a lot of there's some of this stuff is still going on. It's just not talked about. And so I guess the more people talk about their experiences in these places, hopefully it's not, it's going away. But yeah, so I'm interested to read his book, A Very Private School. So yeah. What else? This is happening today. The defense headquarters of Nigeria had a press briefing about the Sussex's tour. And according to them, the tour is starting tomorrow, Friday. And the Sussexes, apparently, they are going to be arriving, Lord willing. He keeps them safe and they get there safely. They're going to be arriving tomorrow. And then they have an itinerary. They have a quiet reception, a welcome ceremony. And then they have 2 different engagements that they're going to be doing tomorrow. I'm going to post the article that details the different places that they're going to be doing, the different things that they are going to be doing there. Apparently a lot of it is going to be private engagements, even though they've publicly said what it is. And then, well, this is a part of the thank you. One of her, well, I don't know that necessarily, like, she's not really a squatty, but Josephine, she posts, I mean, she posts a lot about all the royals, really, including our faves. And so she posted just basically some details of what they are going to be, what they said about the tour, not tour, but the different engagements the Sussexes are going to be doing. And I tried to listen to it. I'm going to post the link so maybe you can hear better than I do. I tried to listen to it. It was very hard to understand what they were saying because of the connection. I know this problem very well because I tried interviewing a couple of people in Nigeria, and the connection was very bad, and we had to completely redo how we did the interview. And so I think it's the same thing that it sounds like happened with this press briefing, but Josephine was able to get some things out of it. It says this is a couple of the things, or a few of the things they said apart in the press briefing. It says this visit is in relation to the games in Canada and to visit the military families and see how Nigeria is dealing with veterans. It also said they'll be going to a sports center for military recovery. That's one of the things that they're going to be doing. They also said the meetings will all be private, but they will do a photo call after. So don't expect big walkabouts or photos of all the events that they're going to be doing. As they said, it's going to be private. They'll do a photo call at the end, I guess, for the press. And so it says, finally, his wife did a DNA test and found out about her Nigerian roots, so the invitation was accepted. Okay, that's part of why they accept the invitation. I guess Meghan going back to her roots. And so Josephine was also, she also wrote this. She says, this is a private visit in relation to what the Invictus Games that Nigeria are doing with their veterans on a physical and mental health level, and to see how they're getting ready for Invictus Games 2025. We won't be seeing Harry's wife meeting any charities, so please be mindful and respectful. This is a private visit. It's not, even though the British press are trying to label this as a royal tour, it is not. It's private visit. It's a private visit for them. They're going to be there from Friday tomorrow until Monday. They leave on Monday, so it's going to be a weekend thing of them in Nigeria. I don't think their children are judging from how quickly they're going to be going from these different events. I don't believe their kids are with them. I have no idea. We will see when, tomorrow, when their first engagement or whatever. So anyway, and since it's private, if their kids are there, then they don't have to worry. But some in the UK press are going. Someone mentioned that Matson Royal, that's his name on X, Matt Wilkinson, apparently has bought tickets to Nigeria, so he will be going. He was also video recorded going into the service of Thanksgiving yesterday. This man is everywhere the Sussexes are. He is there. It's like, dude, you're stalking now. You are seriously stalking. Focus on the British royals. I guess he cannot. So anyways, so the press is going to be there. Again, this is private, so don't expect there to be any walkabouts or any of that stuff. If they do, it'll be impromptu. But again, don't expect. So that's a little bit about that. And Invictus Games, they posted this. It says, thank you to everyone who joined us yesterday, whether it was in person or around the world to celebrate 10 years of changing lives and saving lives at the Invictus Games Foundation. We have a lot of content to share and lots of people to thank. So off to everyone, Thank you from the Invictus Games. And of course, for no reason at all, I mean, this picture is everything. I mean, this is your king. This is good King Harry just kinging it in the UK. I mean, this is amazing. I love it. I'm actually going to put, I would love to hear your thoughts. That's all I got. So, but I'd love to hear your thoughts on what you got out of yesterday. I'm going to put the link in the chat. So if you want to call in for a couple minutes, I think we have about 10 minutes, and share with us your thoughts, what you got, what you loved about yesterday, what you thought about, well, anything, really. And I would love to hear. So call in and let me know. We have a few minutes. I'd love to hear from you. So yeah, Gwen's like, Harry is absolutely cool. He is. He absolutely is. So I posted the link in the chat. So I would love to hear from you. Call in and share with us your thoughts about yesterday, or about the Spencers, or about whatever. Call in and share with me. And so let's see. I'm going to stay in the chat until then. So, Gwen says, Lottie, I'm glad they weren't there because they lie about Harry and Meghan. Yes, they do. Yes, they do. They definitely do. Marcia says, I think Harry's bravery in doing the Oprah discussion, writing Spare, and doing Netflix documentary has empowered the Spencers too. Unity in strength. Exactly. Exactly. This is the thing that a lot of the royals and their royalists hate, because Harry has outed them. And in true narcissistic behavior, you out someone who has abused you, all of a sudden it's like they start painting themselves as the victim. And it's just like, no, none of you are victims. You are the ones that were cruel and you got outed. And outing you is not cruelty to you. That is outing you so you would change. And we know narcissists, that's not how they look at things. So yes. So there is definitely, I mean, Harry, look at Harry. Harry has been, you can't say that, even though I love it when he is with Meghan, you cannot say that Harry has gone back in the belly of the beast by himself so many times and walk out of there as king. I mean, look at this. He's by himself. And he looked them in the eye, he stared them down, and walked out of there as king. That is power. How can you not follow that? That is leadership. That is, I mean, this is what you follow. This is the kind of character and the kind of person that you're like, yeah, what do you want to do? I'm there. Let's do it. So Rory says, I doubt the UK press will have a lot of access. The mostly white reporters, I'm not so sure will be able to handle Africa. Well, we saw what happened in Kenya when they went for King Charles's visit to Kenya, and how the reporters underground, the Kenyan reporters, were treated less than, even with food, they were given leftover food and half-eaten food, while the British reporters got, I don't know why they were feeding anybody, period. You don't do that. But they were definitely treated as second-class citizens. And we talked about that because one of the reporters outed it, and how they were treated in comparison to how the British reporters were treated. And also, one of the reporters, they wrote about it. And the British, what is it, the High Commission's office, who I guess that's the liaison between the UK and Kenya, and how one of the people were treating the Kenyan people horribly, and they wrote about that too. So this is the challenge. This is the thing that's there. It's like, how they treat the people underground. And actually, the British High Commission said that they have no connection with this at all, that this is a personal, private visit for Harry and Meghan. This has nothing to do with the British embassy at all. Karen is here and Rory has joined us. Hello, guys. What do you think?
Hi, can you hear me? This is Rory.
Hi, Rory. How are you?
Good.
Hi.
Talk to you. Hi,
Hi,
Karen.
Karen. Welcome.
Well, I don't want to disappoint. I know everybody's gonna say, okay, Karen is gonna call. I don't want to disappoint you guys. So
No. Well, Rory was sharing something, and so we'll
go
come to
ahead.
you after Rory, Karen.
Not a problem. Not a problem.
So, Rory, what did you think?
Oh, I am just so excited. I think it was beyond my imagination because, we try hard not to, as squatties, not to be sucked in by all the negativity because we're so busy swatting. I mean, you don't know how many times I'm having to report, like I'm like one of the mod squads cleaning up patrols. And every time you swat one, there's another one.
Mm-hmm.
But to see to see the crowds and then to see Harry, I I was watching Baron's video.
Mm-hmm.
I was filled with goosebumps when he walked up, like talk about a real global statesman.
Mm-hmm.
And you saw embodied all the maturity, all that he is now at what I don't even know if he's hit 40 yet, and you could see the presence and bearing and the carriage of a king. I know
Mm-hmm.
so many are coming out and saying, no, no, no. We never know what's possible. And I don't wish it on him. But I believe spiritually, he met his match with Princess Meghan. That
Mm-hmm.
Meghan is a twin flame. Many people may not know about like soul contracts,
Yeah.
but I do believe that he
Mhm.
carries the spirit of Diana. And it's so sad to see what's
Mhm.
happening with the others, but these people are so divinely protected
Mm-hmm.
that
Mhm.
the more they throw at him, that magic, that divine spirit that surrounds them, I'm kind of shocked to see how quickly karma, if we want to call it that, has spread throughout the
Mm-hmm.
others. I mean, who looks really beyond petty? I mean, not even the stature of a king to deny his son. I mean, Harry is a blood royal. As much as we are like, don't go, he carries that bloodline. And now with Meghan and the mixed ancestry, no, these people, I mean, they have a destiny to play, and then the walkabout. And I just love that the Spencer family, that shocked me. I have goosebumps, Petal, as I'm talking to you. I'm so
I know many
excited.
people did. Many people did.
And then the,
Hold on 1 second, Rory. Lottie,
sure.
I see you there, but your device is not connected. I'd love to hear from you. You want to try again? Right now, it's not connected. So try again, Lottie. Go ahead, Rory.
But anyway, I'm so glad to talk to you. I'm in New York too, so hopefully I'll see
Oh,
you. I used to live up there from
New
Central
York.
Park. I used to see your pictures. So maybe
Ah,
we'll get coffee someday.
yes.
That would be awesome. But thank you for giving me the space. And I'm just so happy. I've sort of been like going on every positive platform, Sussex platform, at
Mhm.
least leaving a comment, cleaning up whatever, stuff that I see that shouldn't be there.
Right. Thank
And
you.
yeah, and I just think that this is amazing for the world to see. And, the Royal Rota, they know the truth behind the scenes. Try as they may, they might have been successful in 2020 and that Murdoch empire trying to, damage them. But I think maybe a year, 2 more years, you know, as much as they want to deny Harry, he's part of the monarchy.
Yep.
He's a monarchy, and I do believe he's got a role to play in some way, however small it may be, just by the bloodline, because the monarchy is in trouble.
Mhm.
I can't believe that nobody's having conversations about Andrew. They're not having conversations about Kate. I mean, where are all the people for Kate? Why come after the Sussexes when we don't know what's happened to this woman? And that is really scary, So the truth will always come out into the light.
There you go. Exactly. Exactly.
Yep.
So, well, thank you so much, Rory B.
Thank you for having me. I'm so happy I finally
welcome.
got to speak on one of these channels. Thank you.
Oh, you're welcome. And I'm going to be doing a lot more. So hopefully you'll keep calling in. And Karen calls in all the time. So thank you,
Oh,
Karen.
okay.
She never leaves me hanging.
Thank
So
you.
the more people
I try
call
not
in,
to leave you hanging. I try not to leave you hanging. So, and you
Lottie
know that
is over here leaving me hanging because Lottie's device is still not connected. Lottie, if you're hearing me, you're not connected. I'd
you
love
guys
to
know I
hear
like
from
to talk.
you.
So,
Yeah.
you know.
So, but thank you, Rory. Karen, what do you have to share?
Yeah, Rory, I agree with everything you said. It is so, it's so great. I was elated, I tell you. I was just beside myself. And like everything you said, if you look at the messages that I put in the messages today, it was, based on all of that. I was like, when I saw Harry walking up those stairs, I had to hold my heart. It's like, wait a minute, is that the king?
He did look
I
very
know, right?
kingly, didn't he? Oh my gosh.
Listen, they got the wrong person. This is the right person here, okay?
Mhm.
What I saw listen, this whole 2 days, I saw the man's man. He was the man's man. Oh my gosh. Harry did it. I don't know if you guys saw the seventh and the
Mhm.
panel that he was on.
Yes.
Oh, he laid it out. The whole day was great if you look at the other ones as well too. But in his panel with Ken Fisher and Sir Keith and stuff,
Mhm.
Harry laid it out. Anyone that's coming out with any questions, or he cemented it. Any questions anybody has about the Invictus Games and being taken away and all that stuff, you can forget it because it ain't happening. Anybody who wants to infiltrate and come through and try to get it or whatever, they'll be coming through the back door. They'll be sneaking their way through the back door to try to get in somehow. But it's not happening. Okay? So but this yesterday, it was amazing, amazing, amazing. They're going on about, oh, Harry has no one, and he's like whatever without Meghan and all that stuff. Listen. Harry showed everything: maturity, manhood, statesmanship, hero, king, prince, everybody. He was like,
Yes. Well, we have Little Mac joining us. So let's let the Little Mac come in and join the party. Hello, Little Mac.
Hello. Oh man, I only have a couple of comments to say. His cousins were there as well. The
all of them.
the Earl Spencer's children were there. So it was like a complete family unit, and they sat right behind him, and they hugged and they, kissed him. So he was like, he's not alone. Maybe he's not with this quote unquote royal family, but he is not by himself. And then I compared the crowd. Remember William when he went to Scotland and there were like 3 people there and they had all those barricades and
I remember, yes.
there were no one in sight. And I'm looking at it and I'm saying to myself, there's got to be at least 1,000 people outside because it looked like there were like 6 or 7 people deep and it was all the way around. And somebody said there were like close to 800 people inside. So I was like, that is amazing. And then the other, I don't know if this is true or not, but supposedly Rebecca English wrote an article today saying that Prince Charles' garden party was a flop and people were complaining about sewer smells and etc. So I don't know if that's a true article, but
No, that wasn't. That actually, I saw that. Actually, a squatty was making a joke.
Okay.
It's a squatty did a little manipulated the article.
Oh my God.
No, that was a fake article.
Okay,
I saw.
I wasn't sure, so I figured Petal would give me the straight one.
Yeah, no. She fessed up right away, and it was a big joke. She manipulated the Daily Mail article to make it sound like that there was a sewer smell or something like that.
No, I compare that crowd yesterday to when they went to the Jubilee, the crowd at the Jubilee. I
Mm-hmm.
know, it might not be the masses, but that crowd was right around. Whereas the Jubilee crowd was on one side, and then they had the big buses and all that stuff. But that crowd that he had yesterday was in a semicircle right around. It was like,
Mm-hmm.
wow, this is amazing. It was,
Yeah, and the crowd.
listen, I have to apologize. I have to apologize to the, and give props to the people of the UK and the squaddies there,
Mm-hmm.
because they showed their love and they showed that they are embracing change. And I respect that. I really respect that. They're standing up and they're showing that they're ready to embrace change,
Yeah.
because the love that they poured out yesterday, okay, and they're claiming that, oh, Harry and Meghan is not relevant in the UK and all that stuff. No, 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 no. That the love yesterday was amazing. It was
Yeah.
amazing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Rory B, you still there?
Yeah, it
Okay,
proves
yeah,
love.
jump in.
Yeah, love wins. It really, really does. No matter
Mm-hmm.
how much, I mean, they have to know behind the scenes they have egg on their faces. And I've been following, especially also when VS and Duchess of Success, and I signed up for the notification for Duchess of Advocacy. I think she might be coming either later tonight. But you know, all Harry and Meghan have to do is stand in the truth,
Mm-hmm.
stand in love.
Mhm.
And
Yes.
I really
Mhm.
believe that we really, as Sussex squaddies, we hold a lot of energy because we are praying, faithful people. And that is a power that cannot be denied. Sure, they may have the wicked pen, you know what I mean? And they'll
Mm-hmm.
have, some BS that shows up online. But the rest of the world has to know it really does feel like a war of good against evil, because
Mm-hmm.
try as they may, behind the scenes, they have to have egg on their faces. I mean, there were people still trying to say there were boos. No, I mean, that's why we're all feeling, I know for me, I'm sitting here still feeling like the goosebumps, because the way Harry walked up those stairs, owning all of that, and the whole world,
Mhm.
and let's face it, the whole
Mhm.
world was looking at him. That press
Mhm.
box, when you
Mhm.
see AP, and now we know the meaning of AP, Reuters, Getty. I mean, like, people in the know recognize, the importance of having, truth. But in this AI generation, in this world of like what's fake, what's not, which is really what people, and especially people of the elite, are trying to do, to have us not be thinking people. um Harry and Meghan stand for the truth. And somebody
Mhm.
doesn't do yoga
Mhm.
without being connected, because yoga, I mean, I've done it. I don't do it like Meghan. I should be doing it. But, it's a spiritual practice. So this stuff, I'm sure they sometimes feel hurt when they see some of the negativity, but they're like Teflon in many ways.
Mm-hmm.
The thing is
What do
that
you
their
think?
whole
What do you think, Little Mac? You
I
can jump
totally
in.
agree. I totally agree with Rory. I think everything she says is true. And two things that was interesting is Charles supposedly had his garden party and all the royals were ordered to go to the garden party, but William wasn't there. So then they're not, William and Charles are not presenting a united front. So it looks like, the two of them are at war, and then Harry's just minding his business and going about his business, and he's not saying yay or nay regarding anything. And to me, that level of, I don't know if you would call it professionalism, or that level of understanding the crowd, he's giving the British media nothing to feast on. Because even when he had that I guess it was on the 7th, where he goes, "Oh, is Guy here?" And he goes, "Oh, I'm gonna have dinner with him later." And then Guy is that billionaire and everything else, and so then they started having article that, oh, he's Guy was last seen with William and the warring Harry, and so I'm like, okay, so he's making it obvious that I am busy, I am booked, and I have things to do. If I can see my father, great. But if I can't see him, oh well. And I think that whole attitude is just so beautiful, because there's nothing the British media can say. And yesterday I was in a chat, and this guy, one of the squad, his name is John Jenkin, and he was saying, "Oh, the UK is turning out for Harry. The UK is turning out for Harry." But I didn't I couldn't visualize it. And then when I saw it, I was like, oh my, that is a big, big turnout. And the crowd was there were young people, there were white people, there were black people, there were older people, there were military people. And then you kept hearing people say, "We love you, Harry," and cheering and cheering. And I'm saying to myself, I have never seen Charles or William get anything close to that.
Right. Exactly. So, just to let you know, yesterday William was doing an investiture ceremony at Windsor while all of this was happening. So he was doing those MBE, OBE thingies, nonsense that they always do. So he was doing that, and apparently next week, he is going to be doing an engagement with Charles. Again, this crazy thing with the passing on this military patronage or honor, or whatever you call it, to William, that it's something that they announced a year, like last year sometime. And everyone forgot about it. And so obviously now that Harry is back in town and doing, military stuff with military people for Invictus, of course they have to revive it. And then, so next week they're going to do a joint engagement between William and Charles, where Charles officially hands this over to William. I'm like, you did this a year ago. You said this a year ago. Why now? Again, the pettiness of this whole thing is just, I mean, I could imagine Harry just being a little bit like, grow up. Literally, grow up, people. This is it. I'm over this.
Someone said Camilla Tominey and Chris Ship with a P, not a T, as
oh, sorry, say that again, Chris. Somebody said what?
That Camilla Tominey and Chris Ship were at the Invictus service at the church, St. Paul Church.
Oh my God, they were?
That's what I heard.
Well, I think I saw like something that Chris Ship was doing an interview outside. I think he did an interview with either David or JJ, one of them, I think. But I didn't know Camilla.
She would know how to get inside.
Camilla Tominey has no shame. These people are just stalkers. It's like they're sitting there attacking the Sussexes and everything, and then when they come, they can't stay away. It's just like, yeah, well, this is the person you were attacking all this time. Why are you at his event? That's hard.
I think.
No, go ahead.
Yeah, but going back to what Rory was saying before, I think the unity between Harry and Meghan, it's all, it's all about a whole spiritual meeting of the two of them, because who would have thought, okay? Who would have thought that they're from two different worlds, didn't have no intention of meeting each other, period, wasn't on the radar, nothing like that. And it just happened. Okay, like Tyler Perry said, what are the odds? Okay, and so it's somewhat, anybody who is deeply spiritual will see that this is of some of some kind of spiritual meeting that the two of them had to meet, like maybe some intervention with Princess Diana or something, but it's like the two of them had to come together. Right. And the kind of impact that they have from that deep level, that deep spiritual level and everything, it's just amazing. And you just see that pouring out of them true and true, because it's all deep in the soul, and you can see it pouring out from them true and true and true. And from the Oprah interview, you can tell that they're all about the truth, transparency, and the truth. And they've never waved from that. Okay. And as one of the things that Harry said at the on the 7th, that when he was talking about how long Invictus is going to go on and all these different things, he said one of the things, and this it's one of this is like the most powerful thing that he's said where he is concerned. And you can see that without him even saying it, but to hear him say it, it's amazing. He said, I'm a fan of, fixing the problem from the root, and in this case, I can't fix it, because there's going to be, this is war, and there's nothing that I can fix about this. So, Invictus is going to continue, because we're going to, still have people who are, servicemen who are wounded and stuff. So just the fact that, it came out of his mouth, because I mean to say, we all know this, but to seeing how both him and Meghan operate is about sustainability. It's about, attacking the problem and dealing with it, and, helping and moving on to the next one. And to hear, him know himself that way, that this is who he is, and came out and say it, I think that was like really powerful, to understand yourself, like that, right? Because some people go about doing things, but they don't understand why they're like that, So to hear that, it was really powerful. And where the tabloids and the press and stuff is concerned, what they try to do, they try to jump in front and project stuff on Harry and Meghan all the time. Every time they come out and say they're doing this, they're going here, they're going there, you see the press gang up on them and try to jump in front to muddy up everything and project all these different things and try to muddy it up. But before they even, get to do what it is that they're doing. So, those things we have to just ignore and, and stop, believing whatever, and just wait for Harry and Meghan to come out. That's it.
Thank you so much. Yeah. Thank you so much, guys. I want to address something before I end this. Naughty Doctor said she thought that they most likely have toned down their plans. According to, just judging from the Foreign Office in Nigeria, they did specifically say that it was not a royal tour as the tabloids have been saying. He's very specifically said no, this is a private time that Harry and Meghan are spending with the military in Nigeria. So this was never billed as anything public. Harry and Meghan never said that was public. The Nigerian Defense Force of all just said that they were going to come. They accepted an invitation to come. So it was never billed as that. The British media have been claiming that it's this, publicity tour thing, that the way they build everything up, that is not true. And so they have been saying that, but that has never been how it was presented. So the team today was just making sure people realize that the events are going to be private events and not public events. And then after that, they will do a photo call where people can get all the pictures they want to again. So if they do anything public, it will most likely be impromptu, so again, it'll be interesting to see. We all have a lot to look forward to. Again, Lord willing, it all starts tomorrow. But ladies, thank you so much for joining. Little Mac, Rory, Karen, thank you for coming on and hanging out. Lottie, I'm sorry that it didn't work out. Your connection was. I would have loved to hear from you. Hopefully next time. But thank you, ladies.
Thank you, Petal. Thank you, everyone. Thank you, squatties.
Oh my goodness, I love it. I love to hear different people's thoughts and feedback from about what we're talking about. So hopefully we can get to do a lot more. I just have to now run off to my project later on today. So that's why I have to end it. But anyway, thank you guys so much as I feast on Prince Harry's photo again.
Bye.
Bye, Rory B. Thank you. Thank you guys so much. I know everyone really appreciate hearing from you guys. And hopefully, as we do more of this, more of you will call in and one, not leave me hanging, because I don't want to be left hanging. And two, just to share your thoughts. And your fellow squaddies would love to hear your voice as well. So thank you guys so much. Bye, Harry. Thank you to our awesome moderators, Lydia Church, Nelly, Karen M, Cookies and Cream, Black Reed. You are awesome as usual. I appreciate you so much for all the amazing work you do to support the channel. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And thank you to all of our 2 Cents crew who support the channel financially monthly, and to all of you who support in the chat. There is one that I actually just posted and was not able to say because it was in the middle of someone saying something, and I think I lost it here. Oh my goodness. I was trying to find it. Marcel, there we go. Thank you, Marcel, for your super sticker. Thank you so much for your support. And to all of you who support in the chat, whether it's super sticker, donation, super thanks, PayPal, Cash App, thank you all so much for your amazing support. And again, that's it, guys. Thank you all so much. Have a fantastic, fantastic rest of the day, and I will chat with you next time. Bye.